Hey, welcome to... Scooch over. I think I take up too much of the room. So, hey, welcome to my channel. It's another No Tag Tuesday. This week was our turn to do the questions. What I thought was, since a lot of us have a lot of new subscribers, y'all may not know the... Okay, hold on. Y'all may not know the just the regular things about us. You know, just some of the simple things that some of the subscribers that have been around a while, they know. So if you already know this information, just play along. So next week, I think it is Tracy's turn. She gave us a schedule. And so I think she's picking it up next week. That's Trials of a Long-Hair Girl. So all the channels that are participating are listed in the description box below. So go and check everybody out. And if you're like a channel that wants to do the tags, let me know. We'll be glad to add you in on the roster. So let's just go ahead and get started. I'm calling this the Just In Case You're New tag. Number 1, do you have any pets and can you show them? Well, I had to put my paper down because, yes, I have a pet and yes, I can show her. Her name is Flair. She is a bearded dragon. Now, Jimmy, this is especially for you. Hello, Jimmy. Since he loves lizards so much. Not. Okay. He does not like lizards or birds. I don't have any birds to show you. Too bad. But this is her. It's her big long tail. I know. Come on, we'll get up here. She is my little baby. She actually had a birthday, the 8th, whatever day that was, and she's 11 years old. Well, she's a rescue. The vet said when I took her that they thought she was a year old. So the day that I got her, I count that as her birthday and that she was a year old. So she's 11 years old now. I've had her for 10 years. It's hard to believe she's been in this house that long, ain't it?
It's hard to believe, yeah.
That's her daddy. So her name is Flair. Now, that was her name when I got her, and I don't know why. It's Flair. She just, when I looked at her, she just looked like, okay, you're a Flair. So I didn't change her name. Mm-hmm. Number 2, what jobs or careers have you had, and what do you do now? You want to go first?
Go ahead. Mine might take a minute.
Yeah, mine too. I've worked way too many jobs.
Go ahead.
Okay, my first job was I won't try to go in order. My first job, though, was at a steakhouse. So that was my first 2 jobs in high school, was 2 different steakhouses. And then I didn't work anymore in high school. Oh, I forgot I worked at Kmart in high school. So I worked at Kmart. I have worked fast food. I have worked regular restaurants. I have worked nursing homes. One was for the elderly and one was for like the mentally ill. That was an experience. I have cooked at a daycare. Remember?
Yeah.
I have been secretaries at several places. I worked in a mill, in a textile mill. And then the last jobs I had were mortgage loan processor. That was the last job that I had before I quit work. And what I do now, just whatever I feel whatever I feel like doing, ain't it?
It's called being a housewife.
Well, yeah. I just do my thing.
Yeah.
Try to take care of him the best I can and then just piddle around the rest of the time. Sleep, eat, craft, cook for him, then I eat it. Yeah. So go to the DT and the thrift stores. So that's pretty much what I do now. That's not a career, but it's mine. Yeah. So, okay, your turn.
Okay, very first place I worked at was it was a hydraulic fitting place. That was when I was in high school.
No, I remind you every single time you have to go back to when you were a little boy.
Oh yeah.
The first thing you did when you were a little boy.
Yeah, first thing I did when I was a little boy, I was probably about 13, 12 or 13. I started working for this gentleman that worked across, lived in my neighborhood, and he was in the construction business. And what he would do is he'd bring a concrete block and brick back to his house, and he had a big old lot back there. And I worked for him cleaning cement block and brick. And I made 3 center brick and 6 center block.
So
and,
he's worked, listen, he was a worker long before I met him, and he's a worker now.
Yeah.
That's all he knows.
Yeah, that's what I did
I
very
feel like
first.
you're not in the frame.
Okay. There we go. And then I done the same thing for him. Like I mowed his yard, trimmed his shrubbery, just done all kinds of stuff. Anything I could do that make extra money. He would, help me, make extra money somehow. And done that for him till I was probably about 15, 16. Then I kind of slacked off a little bit because I was getting ready to start high school where I could go get a regular job. And then the first public job I had was I was a bag boy for Food Town back then. Now it's Food Line. Back then it was Food Town, and that was my first public job. And then I went to another grocery business across on the other side of town. Worked there for about 3 or 4 years. And then when I turned 18, I was about 18. I got my first job in the trucking industry.
What was that hydraulic place you was fixing to tell us about? A fitting place.
Oh yeah, I done that.
What was that?
It's called back then it was called lubrimation. What we done was we made hydraulic fittings and
I didn't know you weren't nowhere like that.
Mm-hmm.
He don't tell me nothing, y'all. He don't tell me nothing. Go and laugh about it, because you know you don't.
Well, I tried to.
We've been married 27 years, and I never knew he worked at no hydraulic fitting place.
Yeah, and I would make hydraulic hoses. That was my thing. You had a machine that you put it in, and I'd make hydraulic hoses and stuff like that.
Okay, get to your trucking.
And then I got to trucking. Then I went. I started working freight. Was my first job, and then I went to stacking. Then I went to driving a switcher, and then I went into supervision, different things like that, and dispatching. Then that's how we met when I was in dispatch, central dispatch.
He was the dispatcher, and I was the billing supervisor.
Yeah, and then in between that and starting my business, I was doing both. I was still working at Frederickson, and then I was starting my business at the same time. And then I've done my business for about 14, 15 years, something like that. And then just got tired of the hassle and everything. And so then I found something where I could be home every day. So that's when I started at Southeastern. And I've been there ever since. I've been there.
He's a truck driver. He's not telling you what he does. He's a truck driver.
Yeah, I'm a truck driver now. And but
he drove his own truck, and then he got tired of the hassle, and then he's found this one, and so he's been a truck driver for many, many years, but he's been with this company since like 2003.
Yeah, I've been there 18 years, and then I've been driving a truck since 92. So I've been over 30 years now, almost 30 years now, right? Yeah. 20,
Don't ask me to do the math.
Been there 20. Been driving a truck
Just
for
say
29.
a long time.
Yeah. But yeah, that's it.
You've been driving trucks longer than that, didn't you drive your daddy's dump trucks?
That was about the same time. Yeah.
No,
because I did.
You're almost 60. 30 years would make you 30. You was driving when you was 18. Was you not driving his dump trucks?
No, I didn't. Not back then. Not that
He
far
didn't let
back.
you drive when you was 18?
I didn't have my license then.
Oh, you CDLs?
Yeah, I didn't have
Gotcha.
CDLs then.
Okay. Well, that's long enough on what we've done.
Yeah.
Let us go to number 3. Name something embarrassing that has happened to you. I had to think on that. I've had a few different things. I think I've mentioned a few of them on here. You know the one that came to mind? Remember we went to Abby's wedding?
Mm-hmm.
Abby is RJ's ex-girlfriend, and she's like a daughter to us. So just because they weren't together anymore, she lived with us for a long time, and so we think of her as a daughter. When she got married, we took the 10-hour trip to Pennsylvania to her wedding.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what I wear when I go to places are maxi dresses, and a maxi dress goes all the way to the floor. Well, we were in the reception, and I went to the bathroom, and I come out, and I was walking around looking at the tables. You know, they have different tables set up at receptions with gifts and little party favors and decorations, and they just had all these pretty little things, and I was walking around looking at this, mind you, in amongst the tables of people. This woman comes up behind me, and she goes, "Honey," she goes, "your dress is up in your pants."
Oh, I had forgot about that. Yeah.
I always wear little short, thank goodness it was just not my bloomers. I have this pair of shorts that I wear under my dresses on top of my bloomers. And since it's that big long dress, I had it shoved in the back waistband of my little shorts. And there was my big old tail hanging out. But you know what I did? I politely reached back there and pulled it out and kept on looking. Yes, I did. Listen, stuff happens. But that was kind of embarrassing, but I didn't let it get me down.
Yeah, it's just one of them things. Sometimes stuff like that happens.
It does. It's stuff you see on TV. You don't think it's going to happen to you, but
yeah.
You ever had anything embarrassing happen?
I'm trying to think.
Probably me.
No. No, I'm trying to think. It would have been when I was a kid, because I don't think anything since I've been a grown up. I can't think of anything right offhand.
I'll tell you what, I'll embarrass him later on, and we'll tell it next time.
Okay.
Let's go out in public and see what I can do.
Oh, Lord.
Number 4. If you could live anywhere at all, where would it be? You go first, because everybody, probably even the new people, can guess my answer.
Man.
Where would you live? Probably ain't the same place as me, so we'll see.
I don't really have a target place like I'd really like to live there or anything.
Like, let's say you could retire tomorrow and move anywhere you could move. Where would you want to go?
Man, that's tough. Let me think about that, because I'm not sure.
Well, any place I could live is right here in the good old US of A in North Carolina in the mountains. That's the only place I ever want to live. Well, I like Kannapolis, born and bred, lived here my whole life. I love it. But I love the mountains, and I want to live in the North Carolina mountains. If I couldn't live in the North Carolina mountains, I'd live in the Tennessee mountains. Not no city mountains. I'm talking some mountains. Now, I don't know that I'd want to be way up a steep mountain up the climb, because then I'd be nervous in the car. But still in the boonies, not like in the city of the mountains. I can still get to the city, but when you go outside, all you see are mountains, and that's where I want to live. Yeah. Have you thought anywhere yet?
I like where I'm at, really. Maybe I'd like to live like further south, like Florida or something like that.
I knew
if I was going to move.
See, I was going to say you'd want to be somewhere around the beach.
Yeah, I like Florida, because that'd be nice.
Well,
because it's like
I guess we'll have to stay here in
round.
Kannapolis the rest of our life, because I ain't going to Florida and he ain't going to the mountains, so I guess we'll stay right here. Let's see, what was that for? Number 5. Do you see the glass half empty or half full?
I think I'm half full because I'm always pretty positive about everything. I always looking ahead. I don't never look back and try to.
And it's exhausting. The glass is half empty. Let me just tell you.
What?
You're exhausted being so positive. You wear me out.
I'll do it.
That glass is half empty and you know it. My glass is half empty. I don't know.
I've always been the kind of person, just get up, brush yourself off. I mean, you're going to make mistakes. Brush yourself off, get up, go for it. Again, you're never going to get there if you don't try. I've always been that kind of person, I think.
Well, I'm just a pessimist. I can't help it. I'm a pessimist. If it can go wrong, it's going to go wrong. And you can bet it. And so I try not to get excited about nothing because then I'm going to jinx it. Y'all know I believe in jinxes. I believe in calling stuff up. So my glass is half empty. Oh, well, we just kind of answered this. Where were you raised and where do you live now? Go ahead.
I was raised in Charlotte, North Carolina. That's where I was born, raised, everything.
Till he met me, and I drug him down here.
Up here.
Well, whatever. Okay, this is what I live with. You know he can't be on camera too long till the real him comes out.
Oh,
Mr.
Man.
Literal.
Okay. But anyway, yeah.
Is it uptown or downtown?
We're up.
No.
Can
When you go to town, are you going to uptown or downtown?
I'm going to town.
Oh my gosh. Well, I was born and raised here in Kannapolis. The only time I ever lived somewhere else was when I was in school in Boone. Number 7. Are you afraid of snakes? I'm afraid of wild ones that ain't supposed to be where they at. If they like going in my yard, I ain't trying to get all friendly with it. But as far as just holding snakes, going out to where they're tame snakes, no, I ain't scared of them. I've held snakes ever since I was a teenager. We went to Cypress Gardens down in Florida, and I don't know whatever happened to that picture of me with that big gigantic snake around my neck. And I got pictures of me at Repticon with the big python around my neck. I mean, he's big around and big and long and holding snakes. I got a few pictures. I was holding a snake when I was holding her. When I got her, I had her up on my shoulder and I was holding a snake at the same time. Mm-hmm. So just to go around like to a pet store, to a Repticon or something like that, no, I'm not afraid of snakes. But if there was one in the house, I would go ballistic. Because that's not controlled. Right. I like a controlled snake, put it that way.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I know it's not venomous. I've held snakes and stuff when I was in school and stuff like that. They'd have like, it was part of your class learning, you different types of snakes and stuff like that. I had no problem holding them. King snakes, green snakes, stuff like that. But when it comes to like wild, I'm the same way.
Like if you out working in the yard and a snake comes shooting out, no.
I don't know if it's a copperhead or a whatever. I'm like Kim. I don't like that.
That sounds funny. Him calling me Kim. He don't call me Kim. He calls me everything but Kim. He got all kind of little names. That didn't sound right.
That's what they know you by. So I have to go by that.
Number 8. Do you have any siblings? Where do you fall in line?
Go ahead.
Well, yours is shorter.
I got a sister that's 9 years older than me, and I'm the youngest.
The baby.
Yeah, I'm the youngest of 2. So.
Well, I am the oldest of 5. So there's me. Oops, I'm sorry, baby girl. Oh, I'm so sorry. I popped her on the head. There is me. She's trying to climb. She gets on my skin and she spins out. So she's trying to get a hold of my shirt. I was the original. Then I had a brother by my mama and her second husband. and then I had a brother and sister by my daddy and his second wife, and then my baby brothers by my daddy and his third wife, and then neither one of them is married now. They ain't got no kind of husbands or wives. So I've told y'all before, I have a fractured family. Trust me when I tell you, I have a fractured family. So yeah, and one is deceased. Number 9, did you attend college? What was your major, and did you graduate?
No, I didn't attend college. No, just finished high school.
I did attend college. My major, had I got that far, was special ed. I got my first 2 years under my belt. It took me longer than 2 years. It took me about 2.5 years, whatever, because I didn't have my head screwed on right. And I could kick myself in the tail to this day for not having it screwed on right, because I messed up a perfect opportunity. And I wanted to be a special ed teacher. So, no, I did not graduate. Worst mistake of my life, I think. Number 10, have you ever played sports, either team or individual?
Go ahead.
Why do you always tell me go ahead? You can go first sometimes.
Ladies first.
I should shake my head at ladies first. I'm just saying you can go first too. I played softball in high school, not for high school, but for church. So I played on church league softball, and I was a mean second baseman, let me tell you. Yes, I was. I loved playing softball. I did. I loved it. I had a coach who rode me. Lord have mercy, he rode me like he'd ride a horse. But he kept seeing potential, and the more he rode me, the more I knew he wanted me to do better.
Yeah.
And he knew I could do better.
Yeah.
So I just took it and went on. Did better.
Yeah, it made you better, didn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So I didn't play basketball in high school. I was a status, I tried to say that. I think one time before, I'm having a flashback.
Statistician.
Whatever.
Ain't that it?
I kept the stats for the JV girls basketball team, and the fun part of that was getting out of class early when they had an away game, because we had to go. That was fun.
Yep.
So tell them all the little things you did.
Oh man.
Ooh, she's so cold.
Let's see. Skateboarding a lot of time, especially high school. Part of junior high, water skiing since I was about 7 or 8 years old, something like that. Then I started skiing in tournaments and stuff when I was in my teens. Skiing barefooted, trick skiing, slalom, course, all that. Done that quite a few years till I was in my late teens. Played baseball a little bit in high school.
You did not.
Never was. I wasn't good at baseball. I wasn't good at that.
There's another thing he never told me. I know all these other things he does. Never told me about no baseball.
Yeah, I played baseball a little bit in high school. As tall as I was, everybody's asking me why I didn't play basketball.
Oh my gosh! I can't believe you said that. That's what I used to get, because I was 5'9", and people would ask me, "You play basketball? You play basketball?" No. Even my mom was like, "You should play basketball." I'm like, "I don't want to play basketball." But you're so tall, you should play basketball. No.
I was over 6 feet tall in high school, and they was asking me, "Why don't you play basketball?" And I played at home, at my, just in my driveway and stuff like that. But I just never took it to the, playing like that,
Yep.
What else? I think that's about it.
Yeah, as far as sports goes, I guess. I think that's it. Well, that is it for us. I hope maybe you learned a little something new about us that you didn't know and you found it interesting. I hope you did. And we enjoyed doing the questions. And like I said, next week is Tracy, Trials of a Long-Haired Girl. It's her turn. Don't know what she's coming up with, so we will stay tuned. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in our next video. Bye.
See ya.
Say bye, Claire.